We're so dumb. Welcome to the club, guys.
Welcome back, everybody.
Dynamite intro, my dear. Rushing it as always.
What do you got for me today?
Well, do you know sometimes when you're in the shower, those intrusive thoughts kind of creep in? You start thinking about something maybe a little profound, a little prolific, a little like, keeps you up at night maybe? You know what I'm talking about.
Sure.
Let's take a peek. Shower thoughts.
You never actually stop clapping. The time between claps just becomes longer. No way. You can get arrested for peeing in front of other people, and then you will be forced to pee in front of other people.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
Depends on
facts.
where you live, though, I guess, a little bit. Light bulbs were such a good idea, they became the symbol for a good idea. We don't check the refrigerator multiple times to see if we can find new food. We check to see if our standards have dropped enough since the last time we opened it.
That one's so relatable. I feel like we've talked about that before.
You open the fridge like 100 times a day just to see what's going on.
Yeah, and my standards.
No, you want to see if I refilled it with anything.
Yeah, I want to see if the magic fridge has stocked itself. I told you this, guys, in a previous video. Marry yourself a magic fridge that stocks itself.
Bro, if the number 2 pencil is the most popular pencil, why is it still number 2?
Dude, come on. I'm trying to enjoy the view.
Dude, why does fat chance and slim chance mean the same thing?
Doesn't matter how far I go. You'll always find me, won't you?
Why are there no B batteries?
These are all legitimate questions.
They are.
Is there a number 1 pencil?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
You think so?
I do.
I'm asking Google because he will know. Is there a number 1 pencil? Lead pencils are graded on a scale from 1 to 4 based on how much graphite is inside the core. Number 1 pencils are the softest, while 4. I've only ever heard of a number 2 pencil. Does 1, 3, and 4 ever actually exist?
They absolutely do.
I don't know if I believe you. Look
I'm
at this.
certain.
1, 2.5, 4, 3, 2. What do you think a mechanical pencil's made out of? How much graphite is in that? Suck on that.
Probably
Shower
it's
thoughts.
probably still number 2. Who knows?
Probably.
Why do British people never sound British when they sing?
Oh, come on!
At a movie theater, which armrest is yours?
Both.
Whichever one I want. You better not touch my armrest in the movie theater.
I very much wonder about the British people singing.
So do
Very much. I was thinking about it probably like a day ago.
Why do accents go away when people sing? I think this just goes to show that standard American English is the master language.
I don't know if I agree with
I'm
that.
just kidding. There's obviously singing in other languages. But accent-wise,
It's bizarre.
I've never heard a song sung in a British accent, is there?
No. Well,
I don't get it.
it might exist.
Maybe
but-
it does, but like Adele,
Right.
she's
Probably the
about,
best example.
about as British as they come.
Spice Girls.
There's got to be some research into this. The first thing that comes up, why do British accents go away when singing?
I need to know.
There's 2 things that just happened right here because I've never searched for that. Either my computer in Google is listening to us watch this video right now, or that is the most searched term. In singing, syllables are lengthened, airflow is increased, and articulation is less precise. Thus, we get a more generic, neutralized accent that happens to share features with American varieties of English.
So Americans are generic.
Argument settled, American English better than British English. That's actually false. British English sounds way cooler most of the time.
So much better.
Yeah, it does sound so much cooler. Why are there no B batteries too? That's a good question. Goes A, C, D.
And instead
These
of
are
going
very legitimate
from
questions.
A to B, it goes A, double A, triple A. There's no B. You're right.
There's got to be a reasoning behind this. While B cell batteries are very rare, they are used for making flat 4.5 volt batteries labeled 3R12. Yeah, that's too much for me to understand. Apparently they do exist. They just aren't really ever used. B batteries, totally underappreciated.
Right over that B.
Absolutely shafted. Yeah, nobody uses those dumb If drugs aren't allowed in sports, why is makeup allowed in beauty contests?
Come on.
I mean,
No.
because like makeup is part of the sport of beauty, right? It'd be like saying, well, why don't...
Like, why are...
It's like using a baseball bat.
Yeah,
in baseball.
exactly. Like, why are you allowed to use a baseball bat to hit the ball?
I don't know.
No.
But you can't hit a ball without a bat, but you can still be beautiful without makeup.
Yes.
But it's just, it's in the rules, okay? It's allowed. That is a good shower thought, though, because like it can make you pontificate a little bit. It just, they're so unrelated that it makes no sense to compare those 2 things. And we don't want to go down the rabbit hole of beauty standards and makeup and blah, 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 blah. We dress up for people we want to be undressed with. Jumping is a major mechanic in video games of all genres, but it almost never actually used in real life as an adult. First of all, this person's a mega nerd. Jumping being space A or X makes it seem as if it's prioritized as movement, even if most people almost never do it. So I play a lot of video games.
Yep.
And I jump a lot in them, or dash. Video games are not supposed to emulate real life. Psych! Here's a good one. To be fair, I rarely involve myself in the same situations one might encounter in video games. I'm sure if I felt the calling to fight monsters, aliens, or save the princess from Bowser, I'd be jumping all the damn time. I guess this is called shower thoughts for a reason, but that one was stupid.
You have to wait your whole life to see if you get murdered or not.
Wah, wah.
If your food says enjoy at the end of the cooking instructions, you can't complain to the company if you didn't like it, since you technically didn't follow the instructions.
I mean, that's quintessential shower thought, I guess. So absolutely useless.
Whose brain is that going through?
Oh, imagine you call up the company, this recipe really sucked. They're like, well, did you enjoy it? I'm like, no, well, you didn't follow the recipe then, did you? Ooh, this is an interesting one, I think. You can read it.
Smart people can enjoy dumb entertainment, but dumb people can't enjoy smart entertainment. All right. All right.
You think that's true?
A little bit.
I think there's an element of truth to that. But smart people can enjoy dumb entertainment. For example, when I was growing up, my favorite movies were Almost Heroes with Chris Farley, Black Sheep with Chris Farley, Tommy Boy with Chris Farley, and all the Ace Venturas with Jim Carrey. Shaped who I am as a comedian. I'm rippingly smart and intelligent though, so it just goes to show. I'm just kidding, I wasn't that smart. But yes, there are certainly, I imagine, certain forms of entertainment that require a little bit of higher thinking.
Of course, this is not one of them.
Definitely not. You can be as dumb as a bag of rocks and enjoy a Lush Life video, that's for sure.
Phew, this is for everybody.
Welcome to the club, guys.
Death would be way scarier if it only happened to some people and not others. Shower thoughts. Someone could have the cure for cancer in their DNA, but we'll never know because they won't ever get cancer. If you count starting from 0, your lips won't touch until you reach 1 million. CPR is the human equivalent of hitting a machine until it starts working again. They say that physical exercise is important for health, but Stephen Hawking lived to 76 without doing any. Our fingers and toes.
Yeah, 76 is not that old in the grand scheme of things. That's such a stupid one anyways. I'm not even gonna extrapolate on
It was
that.
basically 3D print nails. Sleeping like a baby would actually be more like waking up every hour.
That is true. The flip side of that is babies just look very peaceful when they're sleeping.
They sure do.
Or they sleep a whole lot.
When they're newborns.
Yeah, but they do wake up all the time.
They sleep a lot, but they wake up a lot.
Stephen Hawking wasn't in a wheelchair his whole life. Boom, roasted.
Boom, roasted.
There you go. That's why. I guess that's a disease he developed, or I have no idea.
Teeth are the only problem where if you ignore them, they will go away. Maybe urinals were invented when a tall guy walked by the sinks and asked why not. You may have once made a...
That's funny because I just did a video on my main channel about a community of people on Reddit called sink pissers.
Come on.
Oh yeah, they piss in the sink. That's what they do.
Why?
What I think is an ad hoc excuse is meaning it's them just justifying their fetish for peeing in sinks is, oh, it saves the environment because you're not, every time you flush a toilet, you're on average wasting 1.7 gallons of water, which is accurate. There isn't probably an astronomical amount of water wasted by flushing piss. So I get it. I don't think it's gonna make me start pissing into sinks.
No.
Certainly there's people that do it probably for a fetish reason, which is creepy. But if you're really doing it to save the environment, I think you're just weird anyways. There's other things you can do that are less weird. What I was saying in the video is I just pee outside whenever I can. There you go.
Yes, you do.
Save the water, piss in the woods.
What do you mean by that?
Women are the only true bodybuilders. The number of people older than you never goes up. Turtles can never have sleepovers because they always sleep at home.
That's actually a good one. The number of people older than you never goes up. The second you're born, it only goes down.
Sure.
Yeah.
Person to inhale helium was probably so relieved that the effects wore off quickly. When you give someone food, you're feeding them, but when you give them water, you aren't watering them.
Imagine being the first person in the world to inhale helium.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh God, oh no. Oh no, oh no. And it's gone. Whew. I think about that a lot of time. Things that are very common now that are like peculiar. Who is the first person to discover that? And
how was that information
spread? How did that go?
Without the internet.
Like the first dude that just ate a bunch of mushrooms because he was trying to survive and tripped his nutsack off.
Oh man, that sounds terrifying.
That probably felt like an eternity. Probably thought he was dying. And then he come back out and he was like, bro. Sick.
You'll never know what it smells like underwater. You see people every day that you'll never see again.
So you can't smell underwater, obviously, humans can't, but the scent of blood, right? So fish can smell via water, and they can smell blood from like a long ways away. Shower thoughts.
Isn't it funny that people learn to tie their shoes one way and never change it their whole life?
I love this. So there's apparently just a genre of content where people do Minecraft Let's Plays and then read Reddit stuff over it.
I guess so.
Which is great. Hey, and if we can watch it and listen and pontificate about it
Shower
together.
thoughts. Somewhere in your family tree, at least one ancestor has murdered somebody. You're officially an adult when it's no longer hard to fall asleep on Christmas Eve. People imagine...
Wait, what did you say about Christmas Eve?
You're an adult when it's no longer hard to fall asleep on Christmas Eve. Until you have kids.
People imagine chocolate to be the inverse of vanilla, despite the two having zero correlation.
Yeah.
In 100 years, the next generation of humans will have an archive of high-res videos of dead people from our generation. Surgery replaces an injury that is hard for your body to heal with an injury that is easier for your body to heal. You are required to have clothes on if you want to go clothes shopping.
Last one was so dumb. I do think a lot about the one thing you mentioned in there where, you know, thinking about going like a century ahead, like 100 years, just the database of, like you said, high-res video. I mean, things are going to get virtual. There's already services or experiments being done around like recreating someone's personality, essentially, like creating a chatbot, archiving like everything. Yeah, archiving everything you've said in these videos and everything you've written. It can kind of create you digitally. And there are people that have been talking about like creating chatbots of deceased loved ones, so you can communicate with them and it will talk in their style. Very dystopian and weird, but we're like, again, we're like at inning one of all this stuff. So you think about 100 years from now, you'll probably be able to completely recreate personality manifestation of somebody. Right now, it's like put it in a chatbot, but eventually it's like put it in a robot and an AI. Create a hologram you can call up from a deceased loved one and have a conversation with them like you're still talking to them and it's real time.
Are these the things you think about in the shower?
These are my shower thoughts that creep me the fuck out.
Like, oh my gosh, I have to shave my legs. That sucks.
Dude, if I weigh 99 pounds
and
eat a pound of nachos, am I 1% nacho?
What?
If you drop soap on the
Yes.
floor, is
For
the
a
floor
moment.
clean or is the soap dirty?
Dude, what are you talking about?
Bruh, which orange came first? The color or the fruit?
Huh? Oh wait, you got a point there.
If two vegans are arguing, is it still considered beef?
Was there something in that apple juice you drank?
If you were born deaf, what language would you think in? If you get out of the shower clean, how does your towel get dirty? If Apple made a car,
Water?
would it still have windows?
Alright, I'm going to bed before I get a contact high from listening to you.
Well, yeah, if you were born deaf, what language were you thinking? That made my brain poop a little bit.
Yeah.
I've been told that, you know, out of the five senses, if you lose one, whether you're blind and you can hear, or you're deaf and you can see, like your other senses have a heightened acuity in some ways. I'm not sure how much truth there is to that, but could be interesting to know. All I know is that some people that lose certain senses can still do incredible things. In fact, when I was growing up, there used to be, my mother, we used to listen to a lot of Christian music and orchestral classical music, you know, my mom. There was a guy that was a master classical guitarist with no arms, played with his feet.
All right.
Insanity. One of the best I've ever heard. Yeah, like, I'm not gonna look it up now, but this man would jam on guitar with his feet. And as an adult now, I always think about that because obviously I've learned how to play guitar and I've been in bands and I'm like, I just can't imagine. But when you put your mind to it, anything is possible. That's the message today, folks, from the Shower Thoughts video. Anything you think in the shower is probably possible if you put your mind to it. And that being said, I'm gonna go take a shower so I can get some thoughts myself. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.